All right. We're doing 4.4 conjunctions. No, this is not grammar. But in a way, it's you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. When it comes to math, a conjunction is a compound sentence consisting of mathematical statements connected by the word and. I don't think so. I don't think so. So, a conjunction is a compound sentence, math sentence, of mathematical statements connected by the word and. This is your key word. Okay? If I were to say Cecilia and Gabby can go to lunch today, does that mean just Gabby or just Cecilia? What does that mean? Both of them. Very good. So when I say and, kind of in the English grammar language, if I say and, that means both are included or everything is included. I like that. Everything is included. I like that. I changed my notes from year to year.
Maybe you get the best of it.
That's right. They just keep improving. Okay. The symbol looks like a TP. Is used for the word and. So this is your symbol. Looks like a teepee.
Are those dots?
It looks like a sad face.
These are quotes, just like and. The symbol is not a teepee with wings or anything. It's just the teepee. Okay? Let me make that clear.
Oh, so it's delta minus the bottom.
Taylor,
What?
shh. Some thoughts we keep in our heads. Okay? I keep a lot in my head. Just kidding though.
You get a workings and all that.
Shh. See, Taylor? Taylor? You're going to scare people. Okay. Shh, Emily. Okay. Example. Graph the solution set of x is greater than -1 and x is less than or equal to 4. So this is your problem. And they say and. That tells you that we're doing a conjunction. That tells you it's a conjunction, that word and. On your test, I think I write clues on the side of these questions to help remind you of what they're looking for. Okay? Like and or. Monday you'll be using the word or. Okay. When they say graph the solution set of and they give you these two things, you're doing exactly that. You're going to graph it. Now, watch what I do. Don't work ahead. I'll give myself plenty of space. Whoever's yawning better wake up. This is serious stuff.
Sorry.
Okay. So I'm going to graph each of these on the number line. So I'm going to start with this one. In fact, I would like for all y'all put your pencils, pens, whatever down. Watch what I do, and then I'll let you write it. Okay, so put your pencils and pens down. Okay, and you're looking only up here. Aiden, you okay? Okay. So I'm going to graph this first one. It says x is greater than -1. So I have -1. Is that going to be an open or closed circle?
Open.
Open. And it says x. Keep it up, and you'll watch this at home tonight. Do you understand? Okay. It says x is any number greater than -1. So you need to make sure you remember which way to do your arrows. So this one would be going this direction. Okay? Everyone agree to that? Then I'm going to graph this one. X is less than or equal to +4. Is that open or closed?
Close.
And it says x is any number less than. Okay, so if we're talking about and, they're wanting to know the area of the graph that includes everything. Just like Gabby and Cecilia, they both grow. Everything is included. So the area where everything is included is between here and here. This area right here is the part that everything is included. Do y'all see that? Does everyone see, Michaela?
Yes.
Supposed to be watching. Does everyone see that this is the area that both are included? Therefore, on the graph, it would actually look like this. So x, for a conjunction, can be between -1 and 4. This would be your x. And it can be any number between the two. And you would write that as x is greater than -1, but it's less than or equal to 4. This is how you do it. Okay, so you can write that out. Are there any questions? Taylor?
So it's like line segments?
Line segments?
So those are, for normally when graphing it, we're using grays. And here we're using line segments, or line segments.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so yes, we have 2 rays, and the area in question, the solution to the set would be right here, and yes, it does form a line segment. But not always. And I'll give you another example. So and I'll let you write that down. I've got more. And actually, if they were to say show the graph, either one of these is acceptable. If ever you're doing homework, either one of those. Okay, like if they tell you on your paper to graph it and show it, I would accept either one of those. They both show the same. One's just cleaned up a little bit. You see what I'm saying? I mean, your first year to learn this, I'm not going to be picky. But this is how it's written. And you may be like, okay, that's not bad. Well, there's some weird stuff. Yes?
Why do you switch the one next to the one negative one?
Because x is greater than -1, less than 4 doesn't really work.
Well, look right here. X is going to be greater than -1, right? But it's also less than 4. See, x is any number greater than -1. So x is greater than -1. Do you see that? It's just switched sides. But the alligator mouth, look at the alligator mouth. See how it's facing the x there? And it's facing the x here. Do you see that? Okay, are you sure? All right. So the question you're asking yourself when doing this, conjunctions, is which part of the number line do they both share or have in common? Any questions so far? Not too bad, right? Mistakes are going to be if you like graph it wrong. You know, if you move that arrow going in the wrong direction, that could hurt you. When you're done, put your pencil down so I know that you're done. You done? All right. Let's do another one. Graph and state the solution to x is greater than or equal to 5 and x is less than 0. So there you have the, see, look real quickly. This one, they use the word and in the directions, yes? So you got to know that and means you're doing a conjunction. You're looking for what they have in common. Here, they didn't use the word and, they just used the symbol. You have to know that that means and. That's a little bitty and there. Okay. All right. So we're going to graph this one. Put your pencils down and watch me graph. Okay. I'm going to graph this first one. X is greater than or equal to 5. So that's going to be a closed circle because it's included. and x is greater than, so it's going to go in this direction. This is saying x can be any number less than 0. Open circle, and it's less than 0. Okay, do y'all see that? Okay, remember, it's and we're looking for the area of the graph that they have in common or they share. Is there anywhere on this graph that they have in common? All right, so the question is, do they share, I'll let you write just a second, have in common the number line? You guys said no. Therefore, the answer is empty set. All right, y'all can start working. Okay, so if they don't share anything, the answer is empty set. So see, you have two choices. If you graph it correctly, you find the area that they share, and that's the answer. If they don't, yes.
Is that open circle a little bit higher than the other one?
It doesn't matter. When you're done, put your pencils down so I know that you're done. Okay, here's another one. Solve, and you can write this one. Solve and graph the solution set of 2x plus 5 is less than or equal to 11, and, there's that word and, I'll move this up a little bit. Negative 3x is greater than 18. Make sure your notes are nice and neat. So solve and graph. All right, solve and graph the solution set of 2x plus 5 is less than or equal to 11, and negative 3x is greater than 18. Okay, so now we're going to have to solve for x before we can graph it. So right here, I'm going to write 2x plus 5 is less than or equal to 11, and over here, I'm going to write negative 3x is greater than 18. Because we have to solve for x first. Okay, so Michael, tell me how to solve for x on this one.
You subtract 5 on both sides.
Subtract 5 on both sides. So yeah, y'all better know how to do this. So you get these right. 11 minus 5 is?
6.
There you go. Now what do?
You divide both sides by 2. And x equals 0. I mean, x is less than or equal to 0.
Okay, so I've got that equation. Write it down. Step by step. Any questions so far? All right, Emily, solve this one. All right. Oh, why'd you say less than? That's right. Less than -6. Because we're dividing by a negative right here, we have to flip the sign. Do you see that if you don't do that, you will get a wrong answer on this thing? Good catch, Emily. Good catch. All right, so now we've got our little equations ready to go, just like in the previous examples. So I can go ahead and graph these. Let's graph the first one. Y'all can do it with me this time. So x is less than or equal to 3. So I'm going to have 3 over here. It's a solid circle, and it's going that direction. That's a bad line.
Mine's worse.
Okay, I feel better. Okay, so I'm graphing this one first. Do you see that, Cecilia? Now I'm going to graph this next one. X is any number less than -6. So I have -6 down here. It's an open circle, and it's less than. When you have your graphs, sit back and look to see if you can spot where they have the area in common. Do y'all see where they have it in common? This area right here. And so on. From here on out. Everything going, because if you remember, this is like infinity. These rays or arrows go on forever. Both of them. So starting right here and on are all the solutions to this problem. These are all the choices you can have for x. So we've graphed it, and the thing, it said graph, and we need to solve it. So x this time is going to be what? Raise your hand if you know what x can be, what it should look like. Taylor?
Is less than 3. Wait, no, sorry. Is less than or equal to 3.
The area that they have in common.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The
X is less than -6.
There you go. There's your answer. Here's your graph. And there's your answer. Remember, your answer, this answer right here, reflects the shaded area. Let's see, I could say highlighted area. Okay, so X, remember, that's the area that they have in common. Raise your hand if you do not see that. Yes?
I'm confused why the area they don't have in common would be in between the -6 and the 3.
Because look at, we graphed this equation and this one. Drew our arrows. This area right here was not covered by the second one. Do you see that?
Yes,
Are you lying?
I'm not.
Do you really see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Does everyone else? So we drew the arrow or the ray for one of them, Cecilia, do you see this? And then we drew it for the other one. This area right here is only covered by one of your arrows. This area is covered by both, starting at -6, but not including -6. That's why we don't have an equals to. It's an open circle, so it's not including -6, but everything less than. Both solutions. Y'all see that? Okay. We're going to do another one. Solve and graph the solution set of -1 is less than 3x plus 5 is less than 8. That is your whole mathematical sentence.
So the plus means in there as well.
No, that's just one whole sentence. In the past, the previous examples, it was broken up for you, right? But here's an example of where they didn't break it up. Y'all ready for this one?
No.
Y'all have it? Okay, so I'm going to rewrite it right here.
That's an addition sign.
That's an addition sign. And that doesn't mean anything. It's just a plus. All right. So, keep in mind, we had before 2 that we worked with, right? Each time we had 2 that we worked with, yes? So guess what we're going to do? Break this up into 2. Wait till everyone's got this written down. Does everyone see that? Now watch what I do. Watch what I do. Watch what I do. If I cover this up, is that a normal looking equation?
Yes, ma'am.
We only have that, and then we have some numbers and letters, right? Gabby, watch what I do. If I cover this up, do I have another one?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what we're going to do. Watch what I do. I'm going to break it apart like that, and I'm going to write -1 is less than 3x plus 5. Y'all can too. Now, I'm going to break it up like this. 3x plus 5 is less than 8. See? Now I have 2 different equations there. Each one with only one inequality. Do y'all see that? Cecilia, do you see that? You may have to like cover it up and say, okay, right there, and then cover it up right there. Do y'all see that? Now we solve for x. So, Michaela, how do I solve for x over here?
-5 on both sides.
Very good. And I get
-6.
is less than 3x. And then tell me what to do.
Divide by 3.
Perfect. And you get,
-2 is less than x.
very good. All right, there's one of my little problems. It's a little bit easier to deal with. Any questions so far? All right, Gabby solved for the other one.
You subtract 5 from
And I get 3x is less than 3. Now what do I do? And I get x is less than 1. There's my next one. All right, y'all see what I did? Now we graph. Go ahead and graph and see if yours matches mine. And I already almost messed up. When you're done, check to see if your graph looks like mine. Any? Yes.
Is it okay if you do the 1 first, then the 2?
Oh yeah. As long it didn't matter if you do this one first or whichever. As long as your graph, like I'm not gonna lie, when I was graphing this, I almost sent the arrow left.
I did.
See what I'm saying? I almost sent it left, just because that dumb thing facing left. You've got to ask yourself, x, or say x is any number greater than. If the x is on that other side, be careful. I almost sent it left. So, x is greater than -2 and x is less than 1. This is your area that they have in common. So, width, how would I write that?
-2 is less than x.
X.
And x is less than 1.
Yep. There you go. So here's your graph. And here's your answer. Yes, sir.
You see this, if we assume that x is a whole number, we could assume that it's either -1 or 0,
You could.
as long as it's a whole number.
Any questions? Let's do another. Oops, example. X minus 3 is less than or equal to 2x minus 9 is less than 15. Ooh. All right. There's a lot going on there. Make sure you have it. Now watch what I do to separate it. If I start over here and cover up just past the inequality, I have this. See, I covered up just past the inequality and I have that. So I'm going to write that whole thing. X minus 3 is less than or equal to 2x minus 9. Do y'all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, watch what I do. Y'all looking? Taylor? If I move my finger and just cover up past that inequality, I have another one. I have 2x minus 9 is less than 15. Y'all see that? Now start solving. I'll solve mine, you solve yours, see if we come up with the same thing. And that's entirely up to you as to how you do it. But your final answer should be the same.
Not to use right now.
Doesn't matter. Okay, before you graph, check your solutions with mine to make sure you got the same thing. If you didn't, check to see why. If you messed up and you don't know how, raise your hand. Everyone good? All right, so let's graph. See if you got the same area.
Oh, we're supposed to do by ourselves.
Yep. Did everyone get that? Any questions? Speak now. So the area is going to be between here and here. So Aiden, how would you write this?
The 6 is less than x,
Less than or
equal to x, and x is less than 12.
perfect. Any questions? Y'all good? All right. So do we understand how this works? Kind of, sort of?
Yeah.
Let's do some examples from the book. Open up your book
Yeah.
to page 160. Alright. Number 3. Cecilia. It says just to graph each conjunction. So they have x is greater than -3 and x is less than or equal to 1. So we already have all this done for us, so all we need to do is graph. And actually, I can just do this one. So I have -3 over here. So see, you can tell me, is this going to be an open or closed circle? Open. And x can be any number greater than -3. So which direction does the arrow go? Okay, that way. And then over here, I have x is less than or equal to 1. So, Cecilia, is it going to be open or closed? In which direction? That way. So, we have an area in common. And there's your answer. You can make it nice and neat by redoing it, or you can leave it like that. I don't care. But it did not say you had to do anything more than this. You did not have to do anything more. So either one of these, I will accept. But here's the thing. If you use a highlighter to show me the area that's the answer, then you can leave it like this. But if you just graph these two and call it good, no, you're showing me you know how to graph. You're not telling me the conjunction. So then you would have, if you don't have a highlighter, you're going to have to write your answer like this. Does that make sense? This shows only the highlighted area. Or you can graph it and then with your highlighter, show me the answer. Does that make sense? All right, any questions? Let's do another. 5. I have x is less than -1 in conjunction with x is greater than or equal to 4. I'm going to graph it, and so are you. And my -1. Michaela, is that open or closed?
Open.
Good. Which direction?
Left.
Okay, good, because x is less than. Michaela, open or closed?
Closed.
In which direction?
To the right.
Oh, no, Michaela.
What?
Do they have anything in common?
No.
So what would my answer be? If they were asking.
Empty set.
Okay, so
So
here's your
empty
graph. And the answer is empty set.
We just put the symbol, or do we need to put the symbol in empty set?
Oh, you can just put the symbol. Any questions?
Any questions, sir?
All right, number 11. Now it says solve, express the answer as an inequality statement or the empty set. So let's do a hard one. 2x minus 4 is less than or equal to 4x. And x plus 12 is less than 18. Wait, yes, sir?
For these, do we have to graph them?
Okay. I'm gonna just say, listen to me carefully. Even if it does not say graph, you need to graph them. All algebra students in the history of algebra will tell you, you need to graph them, find what they have in common, and then go from there. Okay? All right. Michael, how do I solve this?
Which one?
Both of them.
Yes, I know. Okay. I'll do the one on that one. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You add 4 on both sides.
So then I get 2x is less than or equal to 4x plus 4. Right?
Then you subtract 4x on both sides.
You get negative 2x is less than or equal to 4. Now what do?
You divide on both sides. Negative 2.
And what do you get?
X is greater to 34.
Greater than or equal to
Negative 2.
negative 2. Notice, because we're dividing by negative, he flipped the sign. Good job. All right. Now I'm going to have Emily do this one.
Yeah.
Well, he had a little bit more difficult one. All right, so
Okay.
go ahead.
You subtract 12 from 18.
And you get x is
6.
less than
6.
6. Okay, so now we graph it. Y'all graph it too. So I have a closed circle for this one. It says x is greater than or equal, so my arrow goes that way. And this says x is less than, so it's open circle, 6. Here's my common area. So Gabby, what would my answer be?
Negative 2 is less than or equal to x. And x is less than 30.
Then what?
30. Oh, no, 6.
There you go. This is the answer they're looking for. Very good. Any questions? Any questions so far? Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Pause.